Ladies and gentlemen, this contest is scheduled for three 3-minute rounds in the DC Amateur Strawweight Division and is brought to you by Jake Kurtz Painting and Studio 13. Introducing first, fighting out of the Nissan of Omaha blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5'4", weighed in at 116.6 pounds. Holding an amateur record, 1 win, 0 defeats. Training out of Legacy Martial Arts and fighting out of Omaha, Nebraska, Lindsay Wilson. Her opponent across the cage, fighting out of the Nebraska Lottery red corner, is a freestyle fighter standing 5'3", weighed in at 116.2 pounds. Also holding an amateur record, 1 win, 0 defeats. Training out of Kearney Combat and fighting out of Kearney, Nebraska, Kristina, the Psycho Leonard.
The Psycho, I
Your
like
referee
it.
charging the action is Brandon Fonensteel.
Jeff. All right. The first of 2 female fights on the night. Oh, big right hands from Kristina Leonard. She's stalking her too. She's walking her right down into the cage, right into the double leg. Easy takedown.
Easy round to score so far.
So far. Good guard recovery by Lindsay Wilson, though. These two had a really, really intense stare down last night at the weigh-ins at Candlelight Lounge, and it seemed to be right then and there that this is going to be a battle of attrition. I don't think either one of these girls are quitting.
Well, I can tell you way back, because I'm old, and they had quote-unquote women's MMA. It was essentially a show for the crowd, 2 gals fighting. But the skill level, you look at Ronda Rousey, Miesha Tate, Shayna Baszler, right, exactly. It's definitely morphed, I would say, and it's morphed for the better. It's not what some might have termed a sideshow back in the day.
Right, right, absolutely.
And you can think some of those, Shayna's one of them that always comes to mind for me. She's been fighting forever
right
from up in South Dakota. And some of those pioneers from then make things like this possible.
Absolutely.
The skill level is definitely way more advanced than it was 10 years ago.
Big punches. Sometimes I'm just amazed at some of the things that some of these amateur fighters can do just off of heart. Lindsay Wilson just sat straight up out of mount, just bulldogged her way out of a full high mount, just to flip her over. I mean, well, sometimes what they lack in skill and technique, they make up for in hard determination, and that's something that I love about watching a lot of these amateur fights is they want it so hard. They want it so bad, and they try so hard.
Not much, Jackson. Looks like the ref's looking at it. Maybe looking for a little bit more from the top.
Looks like maybe Lindsay's trying to fish for a triangle. She's doing a good job of controlling the posture. That's the end of round 1. How would you score that, Mr. Powell?
Not a bad first round. I'd probably give round 1 to Kristina Leonard. Thought she held more control.
Right.
Strikes were cleaner, landed more strikes, so I think Kristina takes that one. The ever dreaded clock winds its way down.
Yep. That 1 minute just felt like 10 seconds.
It's always different in the gym. A minute seems forever.
Doesn't seem to be cardio or conditioning is an issue for either lady. I like the footwork and movement of Kristina Leonard, though. She's right in on a body lock. Wow. Easy takedown. Kristina Leonard seems to be the stronger fighter by far.
Definitely had a few takedowns now, and they haven't been very gentle.
She does seem to be having a problem controlling the position, though. She's not able to hold Lindsay down and do any damage. She's moved him out a couple times.
She lets her hips go up a little bit. That always gives that wiggle space. Even now, she could be pressing her fully into the cage and not give those hips any room.
She's in full mount now. Looks like she's trying to pin an arm here. Lindsay's still doing a good job of controlling the posture, though, so she's not taking too much damage. I'd probably look for her to have another explosion and just will her way out of this again.
She's in a bad position, but she is controlling it about as well as you could.
Kristina's got her posture free now, but she's not posturing up and doing anything with it.
She brought her knees a little bit higher up toward the armpits and then sat up. Underneath of her arm, she'd be able to pin her down. And
oh, there she goes. Posture and punch. Looks like she's tried to take the back, but she's going to lose the position here, it looks like. Lindsay's got to sneak her arm across her face here and try not to get armbarred in the process. And she's out.
I almost thought she was going to get an accidental Peruvian necktie. I haven't seen one of those in forever. She didn't do much from the top position earlier. It almost looked like the ref was going to stand him up then. So hopefully she's able to get a little bit of offense from the top position. If not, I would probably recommend she just stand up and get out of the position. This wasting time where she could be scoring points rather than being at a
stalemate,
a neutral stance, right?
I've known Brandon a long time, and he's not one to let people just lay on the back. That's for sure. You got to be working. Big right hand to end the round of Kristina Leonard. I think that's 2 rounds to 0 for Kristina Leonard.
We're going to the third and final round. Once again, this fight is brought to you by Jake Kurtz Painting and Studio 13. For all you Snapchat users out there, don't forget to use the DC50 Snapchat Geo Filter tonight. Once again, the DC50 Snapchat filter is available. And don't forget, upon the completion of tonight's event, the official DC50 after party is at the Candlelight Lounge located on 50th and Grover.
We head into round 3, and I think if Kristina Leonard came back here to Omaha to see if her skill set matched up well with some of the fighters back here, I think she's found out so far that it does.
I believe so. She's definitely the stronger fighter. I think a lot of these positions she's winning are just off of pure strength. She's just stronger. Nice pass.
And the difference between these two, and when Kristina's on top, you definitely see more offensive movement
Right.
than when Lindsay had the top position. So she's definitely not trying to lay there, not trying to waste time. She's still
Right.
actively trying to work either for position or for strikes.
She does regain her half guard, though. She's still working on top, though. She's doing just enough.
You
Doesn't
don't
look like
normally
these
see
shots are
somebody
doing-
from that position being able to strike that many times. But it's like Lindsay may have just gotten caught in a loop and didn't realize she could just roll straight out of that. She regains mount again. It's been a relatively one-sided fight.
It has been.
Hard on both sides, there's no doubt about that. I think tonight one just has a little bit better skill.
I think the ref needs to step in here.
I don't think she knows quite how to get out of it. Brandon's looking close. It's about the end. And he calls an end to it. That's a good stop.
That is
There's
a
nothing
good
that's
stoppage.
going to happen other than she was going to eat more punches. The fight was already decided, in my opinion. That's a good stop.
That is a good stop. I agree with you there. All right, we'll send it to Mike Kendall to make this official.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Brandon Vonenstiel, calls a stop to the fight. In 2 minutes, 51 seconds into the third and final round for your winner by TKO referee stoppage, Kristina, the Psycho